actually says that. So when we last left off, you guys met a new friend. Uh, Waved goodbye to your cat friend, and were led over to the gorge, where you discovered like the remains of bodies and only a single really big plant, which you figured out pretty quickly was a corpse flower. A nasty battle ensued, and you managed to become victorious after some close calls with stun effects from the smell of the corpse flower. Uh, you spent some time harvesting things from the body. Each of you managed to find some kind of magic item. Even Maul, who managed to pull out a potion. And you went about either talking to each other between sessions, or your characters are still in the middle of looking for what you came there for, the horn. Um, Somewhere in the middle of the ground, not far from where the corpse flower had taken root for a while, but when you first saw it, 'cause corpse flowers can move, uh, you see a Arya and Noonan. You're both kind of like pulled mentally towards a spot, uh, somewhere in this direction, and you both sort of see a faint glow, but the others don't seem to see.
Oh.
If you're saying anything, I can't hear you. Did I lose sound?
Me? Huh?
Okay, sorry. You guys, I didn't hear anybody saying anything, so I thought
I
maybe I
said,
lost sound.
Aria would head over towards the glow.
Okay, I think it cut you off then, because I did not hear any of that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, no.
All
Okay.
right.
Is anyone else following her? Or...
I'll keep an eye on her and kind of like the area, make sure that nothing's trying to sneak up on us.
Sure.
Roll a perception check if you're watching the area.
Yep.
Ren is currently talking quietly to Mole.
Shit.
Meanwhile, Arya, you see a soft glow in the dirt.
I'm gonna crouch down, and I'm going to investigate the glowing. You know, kind of moving my quarterstaff to move some of the dirt around.
All right, roll investigation.
All right. Ooh, good roll.
All right, so you push some of the dirt out of the way, and you see what definitely looks to be a broken at the at the okay, I can't remember the exact wording. The part where it goes, that's pretty much attached to the skull, like not in half of it by itself, like, but at the very hilt, I guess. What is the right word?
The base.
Base. There we go. That seems to have been sheared off at the a horn of some kind that seems to have been sheared off at the base. From what you've observed, this looks very similar to some kind of unicorn horn.
Aria's gonna pick it up.
The air begins to shimmer and shake around you. Flames dance, and suddenly a wave of shimmer appears right about here. And both Arya and Noonan, you hear a voice in your head. Arya, from your perspective, it's the same voice that opened up this portal opened up a portal from Chult in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Noonan, you recognize the voice to be that of your patron. Saying, "Very good. Now make sure he takes it back. You'll have to convince him."
Aria kind of nods and says, I'll do my best.
Yeah, I know, you didn't approach it, Noonan. It's just that you're hearing it anyway. Because it's from your patron. By the way, you're being very quiet, Noonan. Noonan. Sorry. Bad with names.
The mic is on mute. That's
Ah, okay. I was just making sure. So what do you guys do?
Well, we got the horn. It's time to try and find our way back to Material Plane.
Both Run and Maul kind of point out the obvious. Isn't that a portal right there next to you, Arya?
Is it?
It's approximately right here across this broken ground.
Alright.
I was gonna say, is anyone going to point out the weird magical stuff that just happened in front of us? Or are we just ignoring that fact?
Yeah, nobody else heard the voice that Arya heard. All you know is that she picked up this glowing horn.
And a port movement.
A flaming portal opened up right here, flaming in the air, and it looks like she's headed right into it.
Side
Look,
note,
man.
last time we saw this portal, we got dragged here. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying.
Look, man, after I had to go to a Medusa with these fucking people, I learned not to question things. I just do.
This is going to be an interesting journey.
You'll stop questioning after a little while.
I'll start questioning my sanity.
All right. Now that all this
And you'll lose that eventually too.
Now that all this has been said, everyone that's stepping through, everyone except for Arya and Nguyen, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I know what
okay.
this is.
I'm alright with that. Never mind. Never mind.
He was, in fact, not alright with that.
Remember what I just said? How I was going to be questioning my sanity? Well, here we go.
Okay, Maul also... Actually, Torin, you succeeded on the wisdom saving throw just barely. Maul failed. I didn't realize I had him on toggled onto a thing, because I don't think he has an advantage on his wisdom saving throw. Let's see. For Run, yeah, Run succeeded. Jasper, you got a 16. Okay. So, yeah, Torin, you succeeded just barely. So,
Whew.
everything that just happened since you got into the Feywild is now just kind of a blur. You kind of only vaguely know what happened. You don't remember anything individually. You don't exactly remember meeting a jolly...
Santa.
Yes, you don't exactly remember a jolly Santa. You just remember, like, vague images and fights, and that the entire place was kind of crazy. And now you're back.
Oh god.
Now, here's the thing.
Bad would have sucked.
You
if
Yeah,
had
I
bad
don't know what
news.
happened if we failed.
Maul failed. He's completely confused. I'll catch him up at some point, which actually kind of makes sense because the player, I don't think, saw anything in the Feywild.
Okay, so that's just normal Maul.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where I had you guys roll a 1d. One of you roll 1d100, and one of you then roll a 1d25. You do not return to where you last were.
Son
The
of a...
portal has sent you back to Kyle. However, Kyle is no longer where you left him because it is actually, well, you don't know how long it's been, but you can surmise it's been a while because the first thing you see is that, first of all, you're inside a building. Some nice floors, nice carpets. It's pretty wide. There are 2 beds and a lot of space. In one of the beds, sleeping, or looks like sleeping, but now startled and sitting up, you recognize Ty, his daughter, and the other one, also just sitting up, but not exactly by himself, because there are 3 medium-sized cats with budding snakes coming out of their shoulder blades, also getting up off of the bed, off of the other bed. They're starting to growl a bit and circle around as he just kind of stares at you guys with his one eye.
Aria's like, "Hi, Kyle, we're back."
Arya's Ty is just kind of looking a little bit confused, looking back and forth, and suddenly relaxes, kind of recognizing you, Arya.
Aria smiles.
Kyle's like,
And her
then Kyle says, says something, and oof, who speaks Draconic? Oh, shit, the Tauren would speak Draconic. So
me.
he's basically telling the cat, the feline things in Draconic to heal, and they immediately
That is
sit
awesome.
down.
They are trained in Draconic, sweet.
Yes.
God.
So he just kind of stares at you guys and you've been gone for over a month. And at this point, as the GM, I'd like to point out that in Ollaras, a month is 90 days.
Oof.
It's a full season.
Oh.
Huh.
Big
Aria's
oof.
gonna.
AKA, that 1d100 you rolled was how many days you were gone for.
Well, good thing she didn't take your 100.
No, I did take the 100. It was rolled first.
Oh no.
Okay.
Aria's gonna blink, look around, and look. But it felt like 2 days. She's gonna look confused in her.
Time works funny in the Feywild. Sometimes you can go into the Feywild and it feels like years there, and you've only been gone a single night. Other times, you can be gone for a day in the Feywild, while in the Feywild, and a year or two has gone by on the material plane. There's no 1-to-1 ratio, and it's not consistent.
I'm just going to lean over to Jasper. Hey, I can understand people here.
Congratulations, big guy.
Malls is looking very confused, like, I thought we were in Omu.
Is this one always that lost?
I suppose I'm no longer needed then.
Are you going to be going back, or would you just like to stay with us?
Kyle is just kind of looking at Nguyen.
Yeah, we got a friend.
Yes, I noticed that. He runs.
This is Nguyen. Nguyen, this is Kyle.
We probably met when you were younger. It might
Then I
not
shall
have looked the same.
acknowledge your existence then.
Kyle just kind of gets off the bed. You know, he's just up and pacing a bit, and then he stops and looks at Arya and sees what she has, and just kind of freezes in place. His eye just kind of contracting a bit as he's staring at it.
Aria's gonna approach him and hand offer it like, "This is for you. We brought you back a souvenir."
He kind of takes a step back as if horrified. Why have you brought that?
Well, Aria's going to explain her dream. Like, it's like there was a voice with a fire, and she told, they said to go find a horn. I found a horn. Not sure what to do with it now, but she said it would help. So here you go.
Kind of turns his eyes away. You have. That was from my mother.
Well, all the more reason for you to take it.
Oh, and at this point there is a ah, and suddenly a feathered bundle which wasn't actually seen until just now because it was behind the it was behind the bed, apparently sleeping on the floor back there. An axe beak comes rushing up to Arya and just kind of butts her in the chest affectionately.
Aria's just going to shove the horn into Kyle's hand so she can cuddle little one with both free hands.
Just like the cubs, little one has grown.
Aria's going to be talking in Druidic about how big and strong he's gotten and how much she's missed him.
What in the hell happened to the screen on roll 20?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I'd have no idea.
Very bored players.
Say, looks like y'all tried playing Hangman.
I have no idea. I take no responsibility for the condition of this board. Somebody set it up like this.
And someone doesn't like rum apparently, or run. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's run, probably given the context that we have a run in the party. He's still kind of looking unconvinced about the horn, as if it's a toxic or something. Sorry. Roll an insight check, actually. You should be rolling an insight check for this. I shouldn't be giving you this information for free.
Free information is the best information.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Ooh, well, there you go. Thanks to God to say that, yeah, definitely should be getting this information. So, the way he's looking at the horn is it's something that is, like, the best way to describe it would be partly an addict looking at a recovering addict looking at the source of his or her addiction, and another part of as if it's a soldier who has been through, horrific battles and is looking at something that reminds them of such. Like
Vietnam PTSD flashbacks.
sort of, except at the same time, it's something like they're like something that's a proud soldier, but is like either injured or has been out of the service for a while and is now looking at either like either at a medal or at a return to duty sort of thing where they're conflicted about this, where it's both terrifying and alluring at the same time. So it's kind of like a combination of the two of the two that you would get.
Maria would kind of move with little one. I imagine little one's not leaving her side right now, and kind of move closer to Kyle. And she'll place a gentle hand on his wrist and say, and just whisper like you don't have to take it. And she's going to kind of look at him with understanding eyes.
I mean, we did go all the way to the Feywild to get this thing, so I mean, the least you could do is take it. But I mean, you don't have to. We had to kill a giant flower that almost killed all of us, but I mean, you don't have to.
Ria's going to kind of look over to Jasper and kind of say in Druidic, "That's probably like don't pressure him. It's a bit like."
Say back in Druidic, I mean, hey, reverse psychology is a thing.
Ria will respond to Druidic. It seems mean though.
It seems mean that we went all the way there and he's not wanting to take it. Ow, buddy, get off my boob.
Yeah, I know that feeling so well. Ugh. It's like I like when my cat lays on top of me. I hate it when she puts pressure down on the boob.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
stop
not fun.
doing that. You're a chunky girl. That hurts.
This fucker weighs like 13 pounds and just decides that he wants to put his full weight on one titty, and I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah, mine's like a couple more pounds than that, and she does the same thing.
Ow! Buddy, you were loafing over there. Go back over there. Anyway, back to reverse psychology. Is it working?
Roll an insight check.
Buddy, no. You're making this difficult. Well, I clicked the thing. It's gonna take a second. As soon as I click it again, it's gonna pop up 2 of them. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, so you see a reflection of similar to what Arya Noonan saw. Someone who both loves and hates what he's looking at.
Knowing his past, Aria's. Sorry, continue.
Go ahead.
No, kind of figuring, putting pieces together. Aria's going to say very softly, like, you don't have to go back. We're not asking you to go back. Just want you to be safe. And it's okay if you reject this. Aria will offer a soft smile. Like, it's okay. Do what you think is best for you and Ty.
I want to make a horse pun so bad.
Don't think he's stable enough right now.
I just want to tell him not to be a naysayer.
Jesus Christ.
So, who's going to be make the persuasion roll?
Please, not me. I have a +1 to persuasion. Who's our highest persuasion?
I've got a -1, so definitely not me.
I got a +2.
I think that would probably be Run, but he's not here, and he's not saying anything. So I think we're gonna have to go with Torin.
Can I Can I offer him help?
Sure.
All right, you can roll with advantage. So I'm helping you.
Oh, God.
Looking at Kyle with sad brown eyes.
Let's see, do I get something I might be able to cast to help me?
Oh shit, I don't have enhanced ability yet. Oh no, I don't have it prepared.
I thought I had something for that, but nope. Mine's all 4 hit points. I swear I had something I could cast to help for checks. Okay, let's give
I'm
it a
giving
shot.
you
Let's see how
advantage
bad
by helping. So.
Oh! So, how would you like to? What would you like to say to him?
See, this is the part I was. This is the part of the hey. Okay,
You don't like the actual roleplay part of it.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Just go like Aria nearly died or something. Or we all did. I don't know. Whatever you want to say. Whatever your character would say.
Aria, do you know Draconic?
No. Sadly.
Well, I know Kyle does, so.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna speak in Draconic and try to make this a more one-on-one thing between me and Kyle real quick. I'm gonna look over at him and be like, alright, man. Being a warrior. Do what?
I'll start.
Being a warrior just like you, I know about battles, fights, war trophies, some things you don't want to see, some things you take pride in. This Furblog over here, she cares for you. She went way out of her way to retrieve this thing for you. You may not have to use it or anything, but at least put it in your bag, accept it, make her day.
He holds out his hand towards Arya.
Arya would place the horn in his hand.
All right. So what you see when he holds the horn is you see it begin to vibrate, and again it seems to produce light from it. And he holds it, and he brings it up to his forehead. In a blinding flash of light, you've seen the little star pattern that's been on his forehead this whole time. And I'm hearing echoes, by the way. Someone's thing is echoing. Uh, this whole time, as the horn touches it, it seems to melt away, as the just a brilliant flash of light as the two parts like kind of join together back into one. Uh, there's a bit of a shimmer, and light starts to fill the space. It's not a harmful light, though. It's not like it's well, it's slightly blinding. It's not necessarily in the, eye searing pain blinding or anything of that nature. It's kind of like a gentle warmth, and where there's like pretty much all light for a moment. As the horn is reunited with its owner. His single eye flashes light as he kind of like stands there shaking for a moment, and you can see shadowy tendrils like drifting off of him for a moment, and you can see his shadow, which you guys hadn't really noticed before. Uh, isn't really in the same shape as like a human being. It's definitely more shaped towards that of an equine, with huge wings coming off there. But you also notice that you really can't see the hoof prints because there just seems to be flickering flames along that. And you see this more outlined better in the shadow with all the extra light that's in the room. And it seems to rise up for a moment before the light dissipates. And he closes his eye and swallows deeply. It's been a while since I've been my full self. He runs his fingers back through his long hair. Then he opens his eye and looks over at Arya.
She
Thank you.
smiles and nods. Like, of course, you're my friend. Why wouldn't I want to help my friends?
Speaking of friends, you might want to follow that one. He gestures back towards Noonan. I think my mother sent him along but didn't tell him why. She does that. Of course, considering she's currently dead, one might say. That's well, she's less good at explaining things to people, I imagine. As you kind of like, he's gesturing at Arya to go to follow Noonan.
Arya kind of freezes and swallows. Like,
Come on. I'll grab her hand and start pulling her along.
Arya grabs little one.
Willman goes eagerly with you.
Arya kind of looks over to Jasper like, we didn't really hit it off when we were there.
Yes, but we talked about trying to trust a little more.
By the way, once you get outside, you realize you're all the way back in Point Nazier.
Arya's going to sigh, like, heck. And that's just,
But I have pulled Rhea outside and am looking for Nguyen. Saying in Druidic to Aria, we talked about trying to trust a little more. It helped us out in the fight, and now they're pretty far away from home, and it seems like maybe they could use some help as well. That's the least we can do.
Yeah, but does it have to be now?
The sooner the better, probably.
All right. Where's Nguyen?
Ooh.
Ash?
He's just outside, like, sitting under a tree.
There aren't any trees outside. When you get outside, you find out that you're dead snack in the middle of a bunch of buildings. It's the middle of the night. There is a lot of water stretching off into the distance, in the towards the north and east, and it's just buildings and lots of people everywhere. But none of them are the people that you would kind of recognize. Really, there's like you see like humans and lizard folk and halflings and the occasional dwarf, things like that. You don't see them. Well, you do see the occasional elf, but they're not like the elves back where you were living. These are
And
like
he's
different
probably
elves.
as far as away as he can from people.
You're gonna be still walking for a while if that's the case, unless you want to go back inside the room.
No, not especially.
Okay.
He's gonna walk.
All right. So Arya, roll a perception check to see if you can spot Noonan in the crowds trying to get away from people.
And I roll stealth.
Well, where's your stealth roll then?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm waiting for your stealth roll. All right. So since Noon sticks it out like a sore thumb, uh, Arya has no trouble spotting him retreating towards the outside of town.
All right. Since Jasper dragged me out here, I'm going to drag Jasper with me. We're going to head over there.
All right, all right.
Uh, I guess when we hit earshot, Rhea is going to call out like, where are you going?
I'm gonna stop and look very annoyed.
Rhea's going to kind of shrink back at your annoyance.
I am going to cool my head off.
Yeah, this is true. It is actually a fairly warm climate, and it's the kind of temperature you're not exactly used to, since you're used to the cold of night and wild. Uh, at least for you at the moment, it's not a complete culture shock because at least it's currently nighttime. Considering you probably haven't seen the daytime before, the next day is going to be quite the experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to tell Nguyen not to stare at the burning orb in the sky because they're gonna be asking what the fuck it is.
Uh,
Why are you not with your friend?
Rhea's going to point to Jasper.
Hey, I was just following the directions of Kyle.
Yeah, well,
Seemed
I'm
like you
not.
were having a rough time of it, and look, I'm not good with this whole thing, but I at least wanted to say thanks for helping us out back there, and I know this is a new place
I
that you've probably never been to, and this is probably something that's not easy for you to deal with, but you helped us, and we'll help you.
Now that is very amusing. I don't recall us being friends or something.
I mean, we're not, but who says that we can't be?
It's an interesting point of view.
Like I said, just wanted to say thanks. If you need help while you're here, then we can help. If not, then feel free to do your own thing. None of us are stopping you. But just at least wanted to say thanks for helping out back there.
I acknowledge your thanks.
Kind of elbow Ari and say, Druidic, you're better at this than I am.
Maria shakes her head abdominantly, like, and whispers back into her, like, new people scare me. I can't speak to them.
The little one is direly afraid of me. Please do not cause this little one more distress.
Maria's
It
going to look to
annoys me.
Maria's going to look to Nguyen like, of you, of. She's going to kind of gesture around, like, everyone. And she's going to kind of, uh, kind of wrap an arm around little one.
Go be with your friend. I'll be fine.
You'll die out there.
I won't.
You will. It's dangerous.
Well, it's nothing you care about anyway, so please go be with your friend and leave me the fuck alone. Thank you.
Brea would probably look back to Jasper, her
Oh,
ears
Jasper's
down.
pissed.
Hmm?
Said, oh, Jasper's pissed. She is not making any effort to hide it. It's written all across her face.
Nguyen looked completely unfazed by that.
Just grab Maria's hand and saying Druidic, so Ewan, we won't be able to understand unless you can understand Druidic. Let's just go back. If he wants to go out and die on his own, then just let him.
Brea's going to whisper back into it, like, I don't want him to die, but. She looks down at her feet.
Well, he doesn't want us to stop him, so I'm not going to. I'll start heading back the other direction. If Maria doesn't follow after a couple steps, I'll just kind of stop and wait for her.
Maria's gonna kind of look to Nguyen and then look to Jasper, and she'll probably walk away because Nguyen has made full to her. She's tried. He obviously doesn't like her.
Heading back, I guess. He may come back eventually, but maybe just need some time to get used to the new surroundings or just stick out of his ass.
Yeah, this is kind of getting a problem because I was doing this situation. I mean, this is why I don't run it with two people missing to begin with. But, Run promised to be here and it was going to be a short session anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Probably end up crashing.
yeah, so we need to call it here just so that, yeah, because I don't know what else, how to resolve the situation with Noonan right now. And, yeah.
Honestly, Noonan was just probably just visit the town and then go back. So you'll be back. Just
Well,
talk with.
does
What's his
Noonan
name?
have any way of navigating, of figuring out how to get back to where they were, since they don't even know? In fact,
I figure
that's gonna be a problem for Arya and Jasper too. It's like, how do they find?
Arya has Wanderer, so she has a pretty good
Okay.
memory
All
for
right, you
layout.
know what? Fuck this shit. He's just gonna come back and sit outside the house. Is that agreeable?
It's a hotel basically. One of those fancy inns on the ocean. Basically on the bay that gets nice sea breezes. Has like one of those balcony
All
things.
right. He's gonna come back then.
Okay.
I didn't want to put too much description in there because I was anticipating a character scene. So
He's gonna go come back and sit inside.
All right. Well, I guess once they're back, Aria's gonna look over to Kyle and ask, "What happened while we were gone?"
well, I talked to the sword, and it was clear that I shouldn't be going in there alone. At least, that was the case before you returned my horn to me. Now I do have the ability to go in and take on a certain someone.
Oh yeah, you're. Aria's going to pause before finishing with friend.
Yes, him. The task I need to do.
Aria's going to nod and say, I'll still help if you want my help."
He smiles a little bit. What I need help with is for you to help send my daughter home. Uh, we were actually still waiting here as well. I needed to get her back to Lauren. I was gonna send her on the next transport, which is in a few days. If you can stay here and make sure she gets on there, I can get myself back to Omu.
Aria will nod
Take care of the problem.
then pause like, "What about the Mongerer?"
I promise I can help out with that too. But
Right.
I basically he kind of like smiles a little bit. Basically, now that I can see a lot clearer now that I've got my horn back. I believe that I'll be able to take care of this. And after I take care of, well, the whole reason I was here in Schultz to begin with, that and rescuing my daughter, he smiles again. The whole other reason. I need to take this sword to someone, and I need to do something. I can't explain it, and it's not something for you. You've got your own task. But I will be back. I will find you. I'll be able to get to you wherever you are. And I'll be able to come back and help. and help
Ariel.
take care of this soulmonger issue with you.
Ariel smiles. Like, thank you. And then she's going to pause. Like, do you have somewhere safe for Ty to stay?
Here.
Alarm?
Well, and Lauren, she'll just be heading back. Her mother has been informed that she has been found. She has a mother and a brother. She'll be going home with to them.
Ariel will nod. Like, okay. And then she's going to look at the kittens and like,
They're more
And-
they're more like half grown at this point.
Aria remembers them as kittens, so she still kind of thinks of them as kittens.
To the point where they've even got like little buds on their backs for where the snake heads are growing in.
I like make a nature check or arcana or
Nature Arcana,
I
whichever you
don't
would
know
like.
what to ascertain like the nature of these things. Like, are we cool to keep these, or is this
Kyle
like one of
seems
those
to have
cases that
tamed
you,
them.
you cannot domesticate something like this?
Well, it seems as though they've been somewhat domesticated since they follow commands in Draconic.
Get down. Yes, but I have a fucking cat who can barely follow commands in English. It's hard-headed. These things are just kittens right now. When they get full grown, they might turn on us. I don't know. But my nature check ain't gonna tell me shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
At the moment, they are about the size of a they're slightly bigger than a bobcat in terms of size, or actually no, they're more like the size of a corgi at this point.
I was gonna say, if they're the size of a bobcat, they're only about half grown. Holy crap!
Well, they are typically the size that they're like leopard-like creatures who are large size when fully grown. So I'm thinking corgi size, probably big, maybe a bit bigger than that right now.
Yeah, large size is like at least 10 feet tall.
Mhm. They're big. These are kittens. Well, they're small cubs. So Kyle again is giving Arya the serious look.
Alright, Aria's like, just instant. So just to clarify, Ty needs escort on the ship with her, and then
She needs just someone to make sure that she gets onto the ship. The people there, they'll take good care of her.
Aria will nod and smile like I'll be happy to help.
Make sure no one swipes her identification papers or anything of that nature. She'll need them when she gets to the ship.
Aria will nod.
Just look for Imiru Corp. That's all you need.
Aria nods and is mentally taking notes.
All right.
And she'll look at Kyle like, I'll be happy to help.
Good. I'm glad. Does anyone else have anything they wish to get done this session without run?
I was gonna say I wolf out for no particular reason other than I want to, but I don't have wild shapes left, so damn it.
No one? All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys next week then. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Boy.
Later.